Hello, everyone. I am Laura Chekoratova, Artistic Director of Salon de Virtuosi. And today I'm speaking to Gergely Devich from Hungary. He's connecting with me from Budapest. He is the cellist of the Korossy String Quartet. It's a young string quartet from Hungary that we will be introducing to our audience and to the audience of the Violin Channel on May 3rd. 2021 at 7 o'clock for our annual concert dedicated to Hungary, musicians from Hungary, composers from Hungary, and creating cultural bridges between the United States and Hungary. How are you, Gergely?
Great, thank you very much. Well, difficult times, but I hope that the situation will get better.
I know. Yeah, it's been tough for musicians everywhere, but it's wonderful that we can still present you virtually in a concert, and you will see we'll get lots of views, and the audience from the whole world will be able to see your group. You come highly recommended by one of our Salon de Virtuoso alumni, Balázs Fulé, pianist Balázs Fulé, who told me that your group, the Korossy Quartet, is one of the most exciting young groups. So we can't wait to hear you guys. Where does the name Korossy Quartet come from?
From our principal violinist, first violinist. Is from his first name. You know, it's a tradition to call the quartets like this, and we also made the decision to do it like this. It's simple.
Yes, yes, it's the old-fashioned way.
Yes.
How about the other violinists didn't mind giving up?
Sorry?
The other violinists didn't mind giving up their name?
No. No, because it's really a long tradition to name it after the first violinist.
The first, yes.
Everyone was like, okay with this. I mean, it's really difficult to find a proper name, you know, because once you find that, oh, that's great, you search on Google that maybe it's something that has never been before, and you find somebody that, oh, there's a group called just like that. So, okay, that's not good. So it's almost impossible to find a new name. And like this, it's very simple.
Of course, yes, it's a great, very Hungarian sounding name. How are you guys studying at the moment? Can you tell me a little bit about how you founded the quartet and how you're dealing with the current situation?
Yeah, well, we started to play together in 2018 at the Liszt Academy, where we're studying. You have to learn how to play in string quartet for a year and a half. It's compulsory. You have to do it. And the truth is that that's why we started to play. And there was a competition in 2019 in spring. And we were like, okay, let's try, go there, play, and let's see what happens. It's a chamber music competition, and we won first prize there. And that was well, we were very happy, and we thought that, okay, maybe we can do something great, and we can take it more seriously. So it was really a turning point. Well, for us, it's very difficult. Since November, we have only lessons online. So we don't have lessons live. And also concerts without audience, only through internet, through YouTube. And well, we have just learned to appreciate the audience in these times, because it's almost impossible feeling to play for, I would say, nobody. Of course, there's a camera and all that stuff, but it's not the same. You don't have that personal connection.
Oh yes.
But we are very, very grateful to you that that we had this opportunity, because we had some goals to be ready for this recording, and we really enjoyed rehearsing and all this. So we are very grateful.
Yeah, that's very much the mission that we have established, because we want to also support young artists by providing them now with opportunities to record and to connect the audience this way as we await the end of this crisis, really all over the world. Um, there's so many great string quartets from Hungary. Can you talk to us a little bit about your teachers and about the influences on you? And then I want to also go over a little bit about the program, because we're very excited you'll be playing some Bartók, and he's one of the great masters of the string quartet. So that's very, very truly exciting to hear a Hungarian quartet play
Yes.
Bartók.
Yeah, well, I would start with the personal level with me, because my cello teacher, László Mező, was the member of the very famous Bartók quartet. He was the cellist. And my grandfather was also a cellist, and he was the part of the Kodály quartet. They recorded all the Haydn string quartets at Naxos, so you can listen to it. When I was growing up, I studied music. I always had this string quartet thing around me all the time, and for me it's very natural to do this, and I would say that in a way I enjoy it the most, much more than solo, because it's you have this personal relationship with the others, and it's really working together. And the repertoire, oh my god, the repertoire, you can play the greatest music there is. So it's fantastic. But also actually our viola player and our two violinists learned with Katalin Kokas and Barnabás Kelemen, and they founded the Kelemen Quartet, which is also a very famous Hungarian string quartet. So really all of us are really enjoying this string quartet playing. And well, about the program, yes. Well, then let's talk about the Bartók first.
Yes, I'm excited personally. Yeah.
For us, the 6 Bartók string quartets are like, I don't know, Bibles, really. So it's the essential thing for us. And we chose the second string quartet and the second movement. The second string quartet was written during the First World War, and you can really hear it. So the impact is very strong. And this second movement is really a kind of dance macabre, dance of death. It's really grotesque, very violent music sometimes. And you can also hear the influence of Arab folk music. Bartók also went to study Hungarian folk music, Roman, all those things, but also Arab. And the beginning of the piece, you can hear this influence of Arab folk music. It's fantastic. And then we also play the Ravel string quartet from the first movement.
Gorgeous.
It's actually one of the, so it's the piece which made him famous as a composer. So it's an earlier piece, maybe a bit more romantic than his later works, but why we love Ravel, you can find it here also. So all the beautiful, sensitive melodies and harmonies. So it's fantastic. And we have the Schubert quartet Satz, which is an interesting piece. It's unfinished. So Schubert wanted to write the whole string quartet. We actually have segments from the second movement, but he didn't finish it. And maybe the reason for it is that he was very much experimenting in that time. He also wrote the unfinished symphony at that time, which is also unfinished. And experimenting, I mean that just listen to the beginning of the piece. It's something that was not really written before. It's something very special. And all those sudden mood changes, a beautiful melody in major key, and suddenly erupts a very violent and stressful music. So it's very special. And maybe he was a bit uncomfortable with the big form. So that's why he didn't finish, but we are very grateful that we have this one movement, which is full. and it's very also a central piece of string quartet repertoire. You have to, if you want to become a great string quartet, you have to play this piece because it's really difficult also. So that's our program.
Can't wait. Oh, you're really giving us a great overview of the string quartet repertoire for a short time. Bartók, of course, is someone who lived in New York, and he had an apartment right here on 57th Street, very near Carnegie Hall. And as you mentioned, he what's so special about his composition that he really created a new language of composing, where he used and he studied in depth Eastern European music, but also, as you mentioned, Middle Eastern music, and these influences were not just influences. He created a whole language of expression, which is uniquely his own, and which is so intellectually and emotionally fascinating and gratifying. I never stopped to enjoy listening and studying his music. So I'm very, very excited that our audience will get a little bit of a feel for a Bartók string quartet from you guys. Can I ask you about the background? You have a beautiful background where you are. Is that a Hungarian?
Well, actually, right now I'm living with my grandma, and it's her house. So it's actually it's a bed, and it's my bed where I'm sleeping, and there is this. Well, yeah, it's also this coming from Hungarian folk thing, you know. This
absolutely. Absolutely,
so,
it looks like
but it's a coincidence.
It's a very good illustration of a Bartók. It gives you like the feeling of Bartók. Wonderful. Well, tell me a little bit about the future. We are all very, very optimistic. New York City, you know, people are getting lots of vaccinations and plans for things to reopen, and I'm sure things will be reopening everywhere soon. So what year are you in the conservatory, at the Liszt Conservatory now? And once things reopen, what will be your, you know, first thing that you will do for first concert?
Yes, we are really full of hope. I've just received my second vaccination yesterday. So and also our first violinist will get his first one maybe tomorrow or something like this. So well, I think this year will be only online lessons, so we don't have live because, you know, the year ends at the beginning of June, I think. So until that,
you mean the musical year,
the musical year. Yes.
So it's still half the 2021.
Yes, but our plans with the quartet is the Bartók World Competition, which will be held for string quartets this year in October, and we are very much looking forward to it. And we in December we will have a big recital in the Scholti Hall at the Liszt Academy, where we will perform the third Bartók string quartet, the Ravel, and of course the whole piece, and the Beethoven A minor string quartet, Opus 132, which is one of his great late string quartets. So we are very much looking forward to it. And well, when the situation will get better, I will personally go to theater, to cinema, to every possible cultural event, because this being home all the time is now a little bit tiring.
Especially for a young person, you know, someone who is, you know, eager to be with his friends and with audiences, and your career is starting out. But yeah, just a little more patience, things are getting quite positive. I think you guys can just go and play outdoors. Is that allowed at all, to go like in a park or in a garden, or is that too tricky acoustically for the instruments to do it?
Well, it's tricky, so it's always very difficult to play outdoors. But I think you have to get a permission for it or something like this. So it is not only that you go there and you play, and
yeah,
so you have to get it. But well, maybe it's a good idea. I don't know.
Yeah, I think in the summertime, it looks like a lot of groups are planning, you know, and for example, here in New York, in front of the Metropolitan Opera Orchestra, and the theater has been closed this whole time, but they're planning to have like an outdoor seated area with social distancing, and to have you know, some performances from far away, but obviously they have the amplification, but I'm sure similar things will happen in Europe as well. In any case, we very much look forward to your concert. It's once again, for our listeners, it's on May 3rd at 7 o'clock on the Violin channel on Facebook, and it's also right here on YouTube, the Salon de Virtuosi YouTube. Tune in. We will also be introducing young pianists from the United States who will be playing a Hungarian-inspired program. His name is Llewellyn Werner Sanchez Werner. Llewellyn Sanchez Werner, very international name. And then we have Hungarian violinist Bela Horvat, who will also be showing his virtuosity right here from New York. And we hope to host you guys in person once that's possible. So hang in there, keep your vaccines, and practice and work together, and the future will be positive for everyone, I'm sure.
Well, thank you very much for all your help, and really, again, just to say we are very grateful for you.
Thank you for connecting. And
you.
I can't wait to hear the Bartok especially.
Thank you.
Bye.